your roadmap to residency. I am Dr. Sumaya Mar, second year PG, ENT PG from KIMS Bangalore, General Secretary of IMA Karnataka State Branch Junior Doctors Network, and I will be your host for the session. To begin the session, I invite Dr. Krupa Kumar, our co-convener of the IMA Karnataka State Branch Junior Doctors Network, to lead the IMA prayer and flag salutation. Over to you, Dr. Krupa.
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋವಿನಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದುಃಖದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಸೆ ಆಮಿಷಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಗುಣಪಡಿಸುವವರು ನಾವಾಗಿರಲಿ. Now I would like to say the IMA flag salutation. We, the members of Indian Medical Association, stand here to salute our national flag. Its honor and glory shall be our light and strength, and its course shall be our course. We pledge our allegiance to it and realizing our responsibilities as the accredited members of this national organization. We swear we will dedicate everything in our power to see it fly high in the Committee of Nations. Jai Hind, long live IMA. Thank you very much. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Krupa. To officially commence the event, it's my honor to invite the dignitaries, my dear colleagues, and all the PG aspirants. Firstly, I would like to extend a warm and respectful welcome to Dr. V.V. Chinivalar, sir, the President of IMA Karnataka State Branch. Sir, it's an honor to have you, sir. Thank you. I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Pavan Kumar, sir, Chairman, IMA Karnataka State Branch, Junior Doctors Network. It's a privilege to have you, sir. And Dr. Anuradha Parmesh, ma'am, Co-Chairman, IMA Karnataka State Branch, Junior Doctors Network. A hearty welcome to you also, ma'am. And I extend a hearty welcome to all the other office bearers. And now it gives me immense joy to invite our special guest speaker tonight, Dr. Vidya Jeevan ma'am, Professor of Community Medicine, RRMCH, who not only brings with her expertise tonight, but also inspiration and motivation. We are eagerly looking forward to your address, ma'am. I now request Dr. V.V. Chinivalar, sir, to speak a few words.
So, good evening to one and all. It is a nice topic chosen by Pavan Kumar and team. Neet PG Navigator Residency, road to map to residency. So this should help all the students in their future career. So I wish them all best in their future career, and with the help of Dr. Vidya Jeevan, who will guide during this tenure, and in the future also they can expect this one a good guidance to increase or to help in their future career. So wish all the best for all the students who have joined today's webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your motivational words. Now I request Dr. Pavan Kumar, sir, to speak a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Shoma. ನಾಡು ನುಡಿ ಜಲ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮಿಸುತ್ತಾ a warm welcome to all, one and all, for this Zoom webinar. IMA JDN Karnataka is putting in all efforts to bring all the junior doctors under one umbrella, that is JDN Karnataka, above like post internship and less than 35 years. I'm very happy to announce that the members who are around 200 to 240 in last few months, it has increased to 700. I'm very happy about it, and we have scheduled a membership drive, like wherein who are not members of IMA JDN. I want everybody to become member by paying 1,000 rupees, and the link will be shared in all the groups. And I want your friends and who are junior doctors elsewhere in Karnataka, you people motivate them to become members, because always numbers do speak. Because there is always strength in the unity, and together we can make wonders. And we have like a two-tier system in our this thing JDN in Karnataka. Like we have seniors, like where we have zonal coordinators and standing committee members who will be guiding the juniors, and we have state council members, like where all junior doctors from throughout Karnataka are office bearers in that. And in the last meeting, we have discussed all the problems faced by all the junior doctors, and in future we'll be addressing all the problems like one by one. And as a regular this thing, every month we have Zoom webinars or workshop or other continued medical education activities that will be conducted from JDN Karnataka. And today's webinar is a step ahead, like where all our junior doctors will be privileged to have a very good versatile speaker, Dr. Vidya Jeevan, like who will be guiding you through the PG Neet, like how to prepare, like what will be a roadmap for your residency. I hope like you all will enjoy today's talk by Dr. Vidya Jeevan, who was my MBBS like college mate, like was my junior, and post MD, like we worked both in MS Ramaya. I was in Department of Medicine and she was in community medicine, and she's a versatile speaker, and I hope she'll not disappoint you all, and it will be very much helpful for everybody who are preparing for NEET. Over to you, Dr. Suma.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Juwairia, our Joint Secretary, IMA Karnataka State Branch Junior Doctors Network, to introduce our guest speaker. Over to you, Dr. Juwairia.
A very good evening to all the respected dignitaries. I would like to commence today's CME by introducing our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Vidya Jeevan. Dr. Vidya is a graduate of the prestigious Ramaya Medical College, where she acquired her MD in community medicine. She is a dedicated educator with experience in UG and PG teaching over 12 years. In addition to her academic roles, Dr. Jeevan has been actively involved in NEET PG coaching for the past 3 years. Ma'am is also an avid researcher. She has contributed to over 10 funded research projects, including prestigious grants from the Indian Council of Medical Research. Her commitment to advancing medical science is evident in her portfolio of 30 plus peer-reviewed publications. She is also a recognized TEDx speaker, where she presented thought-provoking insights on mental health and COVID-19. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Can I start?
Yes,
Am I audible?
yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am, and your presentation is there.
Okay, first of all, two things. Thank you all so much for using such kind words while introducing me. And also, apologies for the 10 minutes delay in starting this program from my end. Yeah, so I think I can go ahead with the topic for today. Is it right? Can I start?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
So I'll be talking about the NEET PG preparation in today's webinar. So I've prepared very few slides for this as well. So I'll be focusing on some of the key points. Okay. First of all, I know like you all have already given some exams, right? MBBS. I think you're in internship, or some of you are studying MBBS, or some of you have already given one attempt of NEET or multiple attempts of NEET. So I don't have to tell you how to prepare for an exam, but of course I'm here to give you some strategies. Along with that, I would like to focus on other important aspects. So I'm just going to tell you some of the key points which I'm going to highlight today. The first thing is significance of NEET PG for a medical career. So in medical career, how much is it important? And the second thing is understanding the exam pattern and time allocation for subject based on the weightage, resources and tools available for us to prepare for the NEET PG exam, and the study strategies, all right? And how much is our physical and mental health important during the process of preparation for NEET PG, and what are all the common mistakes to avoid, and the exam hall strategy. All right. So let me start with the first point, that is significance of NEET PG for a medical career. I think, first of all, I'm assuming the audience have students who are interns, that is NEET PG aspirants who are interns, and the ones who are studying UG, that is starting from first year to fourth year. Also, some of you are like, I've already given at least one attempt of NEET, right? There are various types of students here, I'm assuming like that. So by now, I'm sure you already know the importance of taking a PG seat, right, in medical career. So if you can see, very few people with just MBBS have, I won't say just MBBS, because doing MBBS is also very, very difficult. Completing MBBS also is very, very difficult. So with just MBBS, I mean, with MBBS alone, we cannot survive, right? The competition is too much outside. So taking a PG seat has almost become mandatory, right? It can be MD, MS, or DNB. It has almost become mandatory in today's world, right? So in this webinar, I'm not going to talk about only the subject, right? How to approach the exam. I'm going to talk about other important things, right? Like what are the things which we should tell ourselves while preparing for the NEET exam, and also how can we manage the expectations we set for ourselves. So usually we set too high expectations, right? Within the first attempt itself, I have to score a very good rank and get radiology, medicine, dermatology seats. So we set very high expectations. So how can we manage those expectations which we set for actually ourselves? All right. And also, I would like all of you to enjoy this experience of NEET PG preparation rather than taking it as a do or die situation, you know. So it is teaching you so many things. It is not just testing you subject. It is not just testing your subject knowledge. It is teaching us so many different things. All right. Managing stress and other things. So that is what I would like to highlight here. And the second thing I would like to highlight here is understanding the exam. Okay, so first of all, we should know, for example, if you take the year 2024, how many people appeared for the exam, the NEET PG, right, after MBBS? It was around 2 to 2.5 lakh students. Okay, so how many got the seat? It was around 47,000 to 57,000. So if you want the approximate numbers, so MD, MS, 34,000 people took, and DNB, 13,000 took. So totally it was around 47,000 seats, right? So you can see 2 to 2.5 lakh individuals are writing the exam, but only 50,000, around 50,000 students are getting this seat, right? So the probability of getting a seat is just 25%. That is, only 1 in 4 students are getting a PG seat. So this shows that this particular exam is highly competitive, right? So it comes in the top 5 exams like IAS, IPS, so NEET PG medical is also equally tough. Okay, so we should have different strategies to tackle this particular exam. It is not just the subject knowledge which matters. All right. So let us understand about the exam pattern. Okay, so this is the second key point I would like to highlight now. So in NEET PG exam, there'll be how many questions? 200 questions. I'm sure some of you are already aware with this concept. So there'll be 200 questions, and how much time is given for this? 3.5 hours. That is 10 minutes, right? So you need to remember there are 200 questions, and the time allotted for this is 10 minutes. And these questions, that is 200 questions, are in different sections. There are 5 different sections. So in each section, there'll be 40 questions. Okay. So for each section, if you divide that 10 minutes by 5, you get 42 minutes. So for each section, there is 42 minutes. So I'll repeat. In each section, there are 40 questions. And for each section, there is only 42 minutes time. So once you complete the first section, you need to submit and go to the next section. You cannot come back. Okay. So within the section, for example, when there are 40 questions, if you're answering the 30th question, you can go back to the 29th question and review. But that is not possible between the sections. Once you have submitted a particular section, you cannot go back. So you should remember this. And also the time allotment while answering, right? As I mentioned earlier, there are 40 questions, 42 minutes time. So there'll be at least 1 minute's time for each question. Okay, but does that mean we can take an entire minute on a question? The answer is no, of course. Okay, so the questions vary. The style of the questions vary. Some questions will be recall type. All right, that is just remembering who's the scientist who invented this particular organism. So to answer such a question, to read the stem and the 4 options, you just need a few seconds time. You don't need an entire minute. So you need to save that particular time over there and go to the next question, because some questions are different. There are different patterns, right? There is recall, and there is analytical, and there is image-based, scenario-based. So what is this analytical question? So if you take PSM, so you know odds ratio, relative risk, they'll give you a scenario, they'll give you different numbers. You need to draw a 2x2 table. First of all, you should understand the question very thoroughly, and then draw a 2x2 table, A, B, C, D, different cells. You should put those numbers correctly in all those cells and use the formula, calculate, okay, perform so many calculations and arrive at the answer. So that will take more than a minute's time. So there you're spending more time. So like this, you should decide on what type of question you're going to spend more time, and what type of question you're going to spend very few seconds. So this is very, very important again. And you should remember, once you enter the next section, you cannot come back to the previous section. All right. That is one thing which is important. And the next thing which is very, very important for all of you during the time of preparation is to know the weightage given for each subject. Okay. So by looking at this table, we will know the top 5 branches or the top 10 subjects which are given more importance. So if you have to, I mean, if we look at the top 5 branches, it is general medicine, general surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, all the final year subjects, and also PSM. So you can see here, PSM is also given more importance in the NEET exam. I'll tell you why later. And the other subjects which are given importance here are microbiology, pathology, pharmacology. Okay. So these top 10 branches, whatever we are seeing here, most of the questions out of 200, at least some 140 questions come from these subjects. Okay. So this pattern, whatever I've written here, is 2024 NEET. Okay. So from anatomy, there were 7 questions, and radiology, there were 4 questions. Okay. So it may vary. Approximately, it will be around this much. Okay. So this is what you need to understand, the weightage given for each subject. So I just told you that the top 10 subjects, from there, at least 130 to 140 questions come. Does that mean we have to focus only on these 10 subjects and neglect all the other subjects like radiology, dermatology? The answer is again no. So there again, if you do this, it is a blunder. Okay, so we should give equal importance to all the subjects. But while studying, we should allot more time to the subjects from where the questions are more. Okay, that is what you need to remember. Going back to PSM subject, so why is it given more weightage, right? Similar to the final year subjects. Because PSM involves epidemiology, statistics, all the research topics. And in this particular exam, in NEET exam, they're not just checking your subject knowledge, they're also checking your research aptitude. Okay, so they're checking your research knowledge. Sorry. And research is very, very important when you end up with any branch. It can be MD anatomy or DM cardiology after MD medicine. Any super specialty branch or any preclinical, any subject you take, you are supposed to carry out research activities. Okay. So after your PG, taking a subject of your dream, so you will end up either in medical college or you will start your clinical practice, right? Both the fields, research is very, very important. So if you join a medical college, you need to climb that ladder from senior resident to professor or HOD, right? You need to have certain publications to be eligible for that particular position. Similarly, if you end up doing clinical practice, you need to do something called as, you need to follow something called as evidence-based medicine practice, right? We cannot just randomly prescribe drugs or treat patients. You need to do something, you need to look at something called as evidence-based medicine and then do your practice. Again, for this, you need to have a research knowledge, right? You need to understand the articles, you need to be very thorough with the recent updates and all that. So that's why research becomes very, very important. That is one of the reasons why PSM is given importance. And another reason is, let us say, PM introduces a new scheme tomorrow. So that is very, very important. The entire country should know about it, especially the medical students, right? So that's why those areas, that is the health programs, are given very, very importance in NEET exams. Okay, so these are all the branches which are given importance in the NEET exam. But that doesn't mean that the subjects which get less questions should be neglected. Okay, we should study all the subjects. That is the 19 subjects. Sorry. Yeah. The next component is resources and tools. So we already know that in the market, there are multiple apps available, right? I don't want to name the apps here because I'm not promoting any apps here. But there are multiple platforms available, multiple apps available. So how do we choose? Okay. So let us say you're a first year medical student. So one more thing I would like to tell you is the best time to start preparing for your NEET PG entrance exam is the day one of your MBBS career, okay, MBBS course. From then itself, you should start preparing. Okay, so you should make a strategy and then you should plan for the next 5 years, 6 years, like how you're going to study for the NEET PG, how you're going to prepare. Okay, what are the resources you're going to use? What are the tools you're going to use? Okay, all of that should be planned within the first month of joining MBBS itself. That is how it is going on these days. That is how competitive this exam is. All right. So there are multiple options available with respect to the apps which are available, that is EduTech apps. All right. So if you want an app to provide you the theory concepts also, help you with the theory exams also, and the clinical exams, practical exams, plus NEET, there are some options available. All right. If you want your app to just provide you with NEET questions, NEET-based teaching, there are few apps available. If you are aiming for a very good branch, that is radiology, or dermatology or something like that, medicine, something like that, you need to get very good marks, right? So 200 marks, total is 800 marks. If you get 700, you can get any branch, right? More than 600, again, you have a great chance. So if you are aiming something like that, you should choose an app which has covered the entire thing, all the 19 subjects exhaustively. Okay, there are certain apps available for that as well. If your aim is just to get 50% to become eligible, there are certain apps available for that as well. So what is your need? Based on that, you're going to choose an app. Okay. So why we have to do that there itself, first year itself? Because it will help you prepare for your theory exams, clinical exams, and everything. And one more thing is, once you've started with an app, there is no going back. Okay. So yeah, there are two things here. If you're a medical student, that is first year medical student, by the time you come to internship, if you have changed, that is fine. But after internship or during internship, the exams are around the corner, right? It is just 1 year away or a few months away. That time you cannot change the source. Okay. If you have selected a source, selected an app, there is no going back. You should stick to that source only, that app only. There is no, there should be no confusion here. Okay. If somebody says this app is not good, you should subscribe to the other app because that is new. They have come up with new questions. No, don't listen to anybody. Just trust yourself. Whatever app you have chosen, just try to continue with the same. Okay, that is the other thing. And then in the apps, of course, what are all the things available? So you have videos, okay, all the topics which are important. And one more important thing you have to know here is the CBME curriculum, right? We're all following CBME curriculum in medical colleges. So all the topics under each chapter have been divided into 3 different categories. Must know, may know, nice to know, right? So must know is very, very important. You all know that. So similar to CBME curriculum, some apps have designed their content. Okay, so you can read like that as well. So you should go through the videos, you should go through the notes. And another important thing is, this is not a theory exam you're giving, this is an entrance exam. So it's all MCQ based, which is multiple choice question based. So you should daily solve MCQs. Okay, so there is no other option. You have to, in a day, at least 10 to 20 questions you should solve. But if you're giving the exam in the year 2025, or if you're preparing for 2026, you should solve more number of questions. Because it is not the subject knowledge alone which matters in the exam. It is the skill of solving an MCQ. Okay, so that pattern you can understand, the examiners, how they set the questions, that and all you can understand if you're regularly solving the MCQs on a daily basis. This is one thing. And another thing is GTs, the grant test. So you have subscribed to an app, you can take the grant tests there, or you can take offline grant tests, right, in your city. That is also very, very important. So initially you can take the monthly once or 3 months once. Towards the exam, you can take it weekly once. So it will tell you where you stand. Okay. So scoring till 140 may be very easy, 130 may be very easy. Crossing 140 becomes very, very tough. So that is when you focus on the in-depth topics. And one more important thing is in the exam pattern, when there are 200 questions, at least 110 questions, 100 to 110 questions will be from the previous year questions. So they won't repeat the same exact question, but the concept will be the same. For example, case control study has come in the last 5 years. This year also it may come. But the same question won't come. The same concept will repeat. Okay, so that is very, very important. So your 50% is already there. It's already there, no? If you've done last 5 years question bank. That is one thing. And the second thing is around 20 to 30 questions will be common sense based. That also you can answer. The remaining questions will be like in-depth knowledge you should have. So that is when your studying comes to, the light, right? So you should study well. Yeah. So one more important thing is, let us say a student is starting to study from today, and then his goal is 2026, right? 2026 NEET. So what is this? He'll subscribe to an app today, and within how many months is he supposed to finish the first reading? Okay, so the answer is within 3 to 4 months. So first 3 to 4 months, all the videos, notes, okay, should be done. Daily MCQs solving is happening parallelly. Okay, so that you will get more time for revision. So there is only one thing which you all should remember here is multiple revisions. So if you ask me, ma'am, instead of 1 hour webinar, 1 hour content, just tell us one word. Okay, one take-home message from this webinar is multiple revisions. That is the only thing which is going to help you. If you've studied just once, it is not going to help you at all. By now, I think you know this, because MBBS subjects, it's highly volatile. You should give repeated readings. Okay, so that is the thing. And second thing is, if you're appearing for the 2025, so it was supposed to be on June 15th, it got postponed, right? So what are you supposed to do? So this is an universal problem. This has happened to all the NEET PG aspirants. So we don't have to sit and crib about it, cry about it, right? 1 or 2 days you can time to get over it, get over the frustration, and again start with a strategy. If you're not able to do this, take the apps help, right? Different apps are there which are coming up with, for example, if the exam was supposed to be on June 15th, now it is postponed to August, they're saying, right? The next 2 months, what are they supposed to do? So all that plan, it will be designed by the apps only for you. If you're not self-motivated, you can access those apps and their programs and go ahead, okay? And there'll be crash course, right? So main videos will be there, crash course will be there. For example, if community medicine is 50 hours, 60 hours videos, crash course will be 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 hours. So repeat those crash course videos, give multiple revisions and all that. Okay? Yeah. Moving on to the most important aspect, that is the mental and physical health, right? Yeah. So this becomes again very, very important. It is very crucial, right? Mental and physical health. So we usually neglect this. So usually the NEET PG aspirants, right? The ones who studied at least for 1 year or more than 1 year, right? Multiple attempts. Will be studying for at least 10 to 12 hours a day, right? In 24 hours. And one more important thing is, before I forget, one of the students had asked me, ma'am, I finished internship now. I'm appearing for 2026 NEET. 2025 is just a trial. Should I work? Should I join some hospital as a junior doctor and then earn money and support my family and also study parallelly? Okay, so if you ask me personally, the answer is no. Please do not join anywhere. Okay, so money is not the important thing now. Borrow from somebody, it's fine. Borrow from your parents, you can always return later. Focus on your NEET PG preparation only. Subscribe to these apps, okay? Study regularly, okay? There is no need to earn money now, okay? You'll earn later. So my advice for all of you is study, okay? At least 1 year you should give effort, okay? You should dedicate for NEET PG preparation, okay? No need to worry about working and all now. Forever in life you're going to work, right? So no need to think about all that. So you should give more importance to studies. So usually the NEET PG aspirants will be, I'm sure the non-medicals won't believe this if I say you are studying for 10 to 12 hours, but that is what is happening, I know. So at least 10 to 12 hours or 8 to 10 hours people will be studying. And is it okay for one to sit for 8 to 10 hours in a day, in a room, okay, and study? Is it okay? It is not all okay actually for your physical health, okay? Regular breaks, okay, it's a must. Okay, if you study for 45 minutes to 1 hour thoroughly, like with focus, concentration, at least 15 minutes break should be there. And what are you supposed to do during those 15 minutes? Use phones or indulge in other bad habits? No. Okay, so it should not be like that. If you ask me what is the best thing to do during the break time, the answer is sorry. The answer is doing nothing. So just relax, no need to do anything, just sit. Okay. So that is the best thing to do. Or you can go for a walk, or get involved in yoga, meditation, or something like that. But not other habits, using phone or looking at others, how they are studying, and going through social media apps and seeing, oh, this person already got a PG seat and still studying. All that comparison, nothing you should do. You should just focus on your goals and continue. Okay. So that is what you should do. Regular breaks, that is one thing. And then exercise. Is it important? Of course, it is important. Okay. Tendency to put on weight is more during PG preparation, they say, because you're sitting for 10 to 12 hours. We are eating food regularly, 3 meals, more food. And because we feel hungry when we are studying, we get tempted to eat more, right? And then we are sitting, we are not doing any exercise. There is tendency to put on weight. So this will indirectly impact your brain health also. So the efficiency of performing in the exam comes down actually. Okay, it is actually impacting your performance in the exam hall. So that is also a bad idea. So in a day, we have 24 hours, 8 to 10 hours we sleep, 8 hours in the night, 1 hour break in the afternoon. There is so much time, so you can get involved in physical activity, at least 30 minutes of physical activity per day. It can be walking, cycling, swimming, anything, but it should be there, trust me. Even before just 1 day before the exam also, you should get involved in physical activity. You should not take stress at all, because stress is very, very bad for health, and it decreases the performance in your exam. Okay. And also sleep, 8 hours is must. Don't think that if you do night outs, burn the midnight oil, right? If you sleep for just 2 to 3 hours and study through the night, you'll do well. No, that's a myth. You should get adequate sleep, even before the exam, right? Just before the exam, that is previous day of exam. If you ask me, the previous day of exam, you should not study at all. Okay, you should just sleep, relax, and go to the exam. Okay. And one more important thing is, when we are talking about physical health, the food and hydration, right? So if we are supposed to eat healthy meals, okay, I don't have to tell you this. You're all medical students. You're already aware of this. But let me just repeat. So we should take healthy meals, balanced diet, right? What is the balanced diet? Again, it's a PSM question. So in a plate, okay, if I'm having a meal now, the plate should have 3 to 4 different colors, right? Different fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses, and everything. That is how your diet should be planned. Okay. So we cannot just order blindly junk food and eat. That will decrease your performance, trust me. All right. And then hydration. So in your room, make sure there are water bottles. Okay. And regularly you refill at least 3 to 4 liters of water a day. Otherwise, again, I'm telling you, your performance decreases. So you should know how to address stress and anxiety. That's very, very important. So if you take regular breaks, if you don't compare yourselves with others, nothing will happen. Stress will also come down, anxiety will also come down. And also your cohorts, that is your batchmates, may have already taken seats, they may have settled already, but you don't have to compare with others. Okay, down the lane, that is 10 years, 20 years down the lane, nothing matters. Okay, so you just have to focus on your own life, not compare with others. So you need to remember this as well. And what are the common mistakes to avoid? What are the common mistakes the Neet PG aspirants usually make? So if I have to list a couple of them, one of them is, for example, if you take PSM, they'll be studying from PARC textbook today. And tomorrow IAPSM book is released. So they want to shift to that. And again, one more person tells there is another textbook in the market, shifting to that. So that is a wrong thing. Okay, whatever, you can refer different textbooks, but the gold standard, whatever is there, you should stick to that. In PSM, of course, it is IAPSM and PARC. So this one, this is very, very important again with the apps we subscribe to, right? So for example, if I subscribe to an app called X, the next month I would like to shift to Y because my friend has taken Y. Okay, medical students have this common problem of comparing, right? So that should not happen. You should trust your own gut. Whatever you've chosen is the best. So stick to that. So you should not shift from app to app. That is one of the common mistakes you should avoid. And then overthinking, all right? And then panicking, that is all wrong. And then not taking mock exams, thinking if I take mock exam, I'll get tensed, I'll go through that exam process. So I want to skip that. That is again a myth. Okay, you should take as many mock exams as possible. Okay, and also social media usage during exam time. This 1 year, 2 years, cut off from all the social media apps. The world will wait for you. After 2 years, you can rejoin those apps. Nobody will notice also, trust me. So you focus on your life goals, all right? And then what is the exam hall strategy? Okay, so I mentioned earlier, So the previous day of exam or 2 days before the exam, you should stop studying. Okay, you should just have a few notes with you. You should revise. Okay, and one more thing, when I mentioned about notes, is that mandatory for us to prepare notes for all the 19 subjects while preparing? It's up to you. If you ask me, it's not required. Your apps are giving notes. You can just go through them. You can use them, right? And you can have like for each subject 1 or 2 pages notes. You cannot sit and write the entire thing. So these couple of pages, whatever you prepared for each subject, you can revise in the last 2 days. Okay, you should stay as calm as possible. You should not talk to too many people. You should not use social media because whatever mood you have on the previous day of exam is this mood you're going to have on the day of exam as well. Okay, when you sit for the exam, you should have calmness. All right. So then only you will think better and you'll answer. Because I told you, out of these 200 questions, 20 to 30 questions are common sense. It's not given anywhere. Okay, you've not studied it before. Even if you have not studied, you can answer. There are some questions like that. So you can answer those questions. And usually we tend to make silly errors, right? When we are under stress, anxiety. So all that will be avoided. Okay. So that is the reason why you should be very calm. So it will help you a lot. Any questions you have? I'm not talking to you people. Participants, do you have any questions? So by now we know how many questions will be there, how much time will be there, how are we supposed to divide the time, right? And also we know how many subjects are there, the subject weightage and everything. So yeah, last 5 minutes I'll take. Let me talk about the PSM subject a little bit. Yeah. So the PSM high yield topics I've given in this particular slide. So while starting to prepare for PSM, you have to divide the entire subject into 5 different sections. Okay, in the first section, you can have topics like epidemiology, concept of health, statistics, screening. These are all like concept based. You need to understand some formulas, and then you need to know how to perform calculations and everything. So what happens, and this is highly volatile, it is like theory. So people tend to skip these topics. But if you don't do that, and if you understand these concepts very well, it will give an extra edge over others. Okay, so it is highly scoring. It is like math, so it is very, very important. And in the second section, you can have communicable and non-communicable diseases, which you study in medicine as well. And here you should study the health program. So every year, at least 1 or 2 questions will be there from the health programs. They'll give you the images and everything. Okay. And disaster management, hospital waste management, and all the small chapters. Okay, like occupational health, disaster, hospital. In this, all those international health, all those can come in the third section. And in the fourth section, you can have RCH, family planning and demography. Okay, there is a message, I guess. And in the last section, you can, yeah, I'll answer that, Dr. Rajeshri. And in the last section, you can have nutrition and sociology and environment chapter. So these 3 chapters are very, very important. You study this in practicals, right, in community medicine. So this is how you can divide and you can give importance. And if you tell me to tell, if you ask me to tell 5 important topics from community medicine, it is epidemiology. Every year there is 1 question from statistics, and then vaccines, nutrition, and the programs. Okay, so these are the must-know topics, and of course you should read everything. So it was a, okay, want to know if negative marking is there in PG. Of course it is there. Sorry, I didn't mention that. So for each question, there will be 4 marks. Okay, if you mark the answer correctly, you will be given 4 marks. If there is a wrong answer, there is -1 negative. Okay, so 200 questions are there. Total marks will be 800, right? Of course, there is negative marking. So how to decide that? That is also very, very important. Thank you, Rajeshri, for asking this question. So when to skip a question, when to answer the question, that is another important thing, right? So when I look at the STEM, if I'm very much familiar with the STEM, and if I'm familiar with at least 2 options, okay, then I can go ahead and mark the MCQ with the correct answer, okay, according to me. If I'm not at all familiar with the STEM, okay, so you know what is the STEM, right? The statement which is there at the top, and there'll be 4 options. And out of those 4 options, there's 1 right key, okay? And then there are 3 distractors. That is how a question is designed. So if I'm not at all familiar with the STEM itself, okay, or if I'm familiar with the STEM and not familiar with the options at all, then it is better to skip the question because there is negative marking as well. Okay, so that is another important thing. Any other questions? And also, while studying, for example, let us look at community medicine only. If you take this one, tuberculosis chapter, so you know it is very vast. It is there are too many things, right, to understand diagnosis, treatment regimens, resistance, and everything. So it doesn't mean that you should spend so much time on one particular topic. You should not overextend. Okay, so you should know when to switch to a different topic. You should not give too much time. So similarly, we take the subjects. So general medicine, in 3 months, I asked you to prepare, finish the first reading. So you can give for general medicine 2 weeks to 3 weeks time and radiology 2 to 3 days time. You should not overextend. Okay, you should have that timetable so that you will not overextend. Okay, so that is another important thing. And one more important thing is while selecting, there is no need to look at whether it is the MD, MS, DNB. You should go with the subject of your choice. Okay, it is okay if you're too much interested in dermatology, you can even join the diploma or DNB. There is a scope for all of that now. Okay, DNB is equivalent to MD. But if you're not okay with having, if you want to have a MD or MS only in front of your name, if you want to pursue your career in a medical college, okay, so it is better to go for MD or MS. So it is up to you again. Again, you don't have to worry that there is a discrimination between diploma, masters, DNP. There is nothing like that when you start practicing. So we know the types of questions now. We know the time allotment. Okay, we know the weightage given. So any other doubts you people have, we can discuss.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Krupa, and I'm also preparing for NEET PG.
Okay. Okay, are you an intern or?
Yeah, I completed my internship, ma'am, this year.
Okay.
Mainly now we have another like hardly 1.5 months for this
August,
attempt.
no? Yeah.
Yes, August 3rd, ma'am. So any tips as to how we can boost up for this attempt?
Yeah. So you're preparing for the last 1 year, right?
Yes, ma'am. Along with internship here and there, not completely for it.
Yeah. So what you can do is, since you have less time, that is next 2 months only, and this is your first attempt because you're an intern, like you just completed internship. So focus on the must-know topics. Take out the CBME curriculum, know the must-know topics under each subject. Focus on that, and you don't have to do that. Also, there are some apps. Okay, not some apps. All the apps have done that. So must know topics and everything. So focus on those now, okay, because there is shortage of time. That is a tip number 1 for you. Tip number 2 is give more grant tests, okay. So all the apps have grant tests designed, so do those. Or you can do offline grant tests also. And then daily MCQ solving, okay. Every day you should solve MCQs and look at the last 5 years NEET questions, okay. So that is again very, very important. The topics will be repeated, no? Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions, anybody? See, there are some subjects where you have to by heart. For example, if you take PSM, it is mainly fact-based, right? Some of the topics are like highly volatile, theory-based only. You need to by heart, right? But some topics in PSM are like concept-based. So you need to divide. Okay, in anatomy also, you need to, you have some fact-based topics only, like muscles, nerves, and arteries and everything. So it depends like on you, how much you by heart and everything. See, what I'm trying to say is where I'm trying to go with this is, see, today if I feel very good, if I feel very focused, if I feel concentration is like more for me today, I can concentrate more for me more today. If I feel like that, I should go for the subjects which are like tough, okay, like this fact based and everything. If I am feeling not okay, like I'm not having that much stamina to study, like mental stamina, you should go for the subjects which are like easy, right? So like that also you can develop strategies. So one more important thing here is, if you compare a topper with a person who has not scored a rank at all, there is not much difference. Both have studied almost the same, but the topper had different strategies. Okay, so when to study what, okay, how to solve a question, what are the skills that we should develop. Okay, so there'll be strengths and weaknesses for everybody, right? For example, if you ask me, epidemiology is good for me, but when it comes to by hearting things and remembering things, I'm very poor. So each person will have different strengths and weaknesses. Identify those. Okay, so build on your strengths, address your weaknesses. So that's how you should personalize your plan. Okay, so that is again very, very important. Yeah. And one advice to all of you is it is not as easy compared to our generation, because there are a lot of distractors now, right? Distractions are too many. There are so many apps, there are so many OTT platforms, so many things. Okay, and our non-medical friends are talking about all this, they're traveling and everything. So many distractions for us. You should know that it is just 1 or 2 years time, right? After that, you will also join the stream. So you should be very, very focused. Okay. And one more thing is, as I mentioned in the beginning of the meeting, don't take it as a do or die situation. All right. Follow your passion. Study this with love, right? Don't study thinking that you have to take this particular subject. After I take this particular subject, I'll just enjoy. I will stop studying. No, you are studying to treat patients, right? You are studying to improve the mankind. Think like that and study. Enjoy this experience. Okay, it is very stressful, but it is teaching you different things. Okay, if you handle this stress, there is nothing like it. You can handle any other stresses in the future, right? This is teaching you so many things. Okay, so yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, Vidya Jeevan ma'am.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was really, really insightful, and you just made us realize that NEET PG is not just merely a test of knowledge, it's the test of endurance, strategy, and self belief. And I'm sure by the end of this session, all the PG aspirants would have definitely come to the conclusion that your session was inspiring and empowering them to crack the NEET PG with right strategies. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Dr. Subha, it was really very good. Dr. Vidya, it was really very good, very informative and very motivating for the people who are preparing for PG. Really good.
No, no, so thank you so much for your kind words. I think I could have done better. The first 10 minutes, there was an issue. I usually take meetings through the laptop only, through the phone only. Something happened. It was not supporting. So I had to search for another laptop. Something had happened.
Yes,
So,
it was good. It was
oh
very
God, this
good.
is surprise, right? Yeah.
This is on YouTube also. Many have been connected on the YouTube also. So,
Yeah.
and the recording also will be available on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. Really. And it's so nice to meet you after a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking you wouldn't be able to recognize me. We spoke in the evening over the phone. So,
Yes, yes. No, it was good.
yeah.
I think both of us have never changed.
Yeah. And I had to shift places also. I had selected a spot to sit and again had to shift to another room. Something will happen. But I think that is how life is unpredictable.
Right. Anuradha, madam, you have to say something. I think, yeah, Dr. Suma, continue with the word of thanks.
Yes, sir. I would now request Dr. Nitish Kumar, our co-convener, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Suma. On behalf of IMSJDN Karnataka, I feel privileged to deliver the vote of thanks for today's enlightening CME session. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speaker, my professor Dr. Vidya Jeevan Madam, for sharing her valuable insights and practical guidance on NEET PG. Your clarity, depth of knowledge, and encouragement have surely inspired all of us, ma'am, and will help many young doctors in their journey ahead. I sincerely thanks our esteemed leader, Dr. Vivi Chiniwala sir, Dr. Suri Raju sir, Professor Dr. Pavan Kumar sir, and Dr. Anuradha Parmis madam for their constant support and encouragement in organizing such meaningful academic activities. A special thanks to Dr. Suma, Dr. Siris, Dr. Krupa, and Dr. Juharia for their tireless efforts behind the scenes to make this event successful. Lastly, I would like to thank each one of you, our participants, for joining us this evening, make this session interactive and engaging. Your enthusiasm truly motivates us to continue organizing such academic endeavors. Let us all take forward the learnings from today and work towards the achieving our goals. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nitish. Vidya, I would like to thank you personally again. It was really very insightful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Much, Pavan sir, Anuradha ma'am, Nitish, my PG, Suma and Juveria for giving me this opportunity. I hope I've done a little bit of justice at least. Hopefully next time I'll give my 100%. Thank you so much for this opportunity once again.
Thank you. Thank you,